Okay, well, I think it's about a few seconds here. We'll begin. All right, this is Gary. Thanks everybody for attending. We will call the meeting to order of the Board of Works, December the 15th, 2020. I hope my connection's okay. I think I'm going to turn my video off to maybe improve. I have sometimes have connectivity issues, so I apologize for that. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have the flag in front of us. So let's say the Pledge of Allegiance to start our meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Again, I have my video up because, again, my connectivity is not very good here. We have the agenda before us. We have the approval of the minutes from December the 8th, and Chair, entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
We need to do a roll call vote or roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry, for attendance. That's exactly right, Mindy. Please do that. Thank you.
Childress.
Present.
Henriette.
Present.
Murray.
Present.
Schreiner. Moulton.
Present.
Form present.
Thank you, Mindy. Appreciate you reminding me of that. Next, we have Chair, entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the December 8th meeting.
Moulton moves for approval.
Thank
Murray,
you, Amy. Second.
Murray.
I have a motion and a second by Cindy. Any changes, corrections to the minutes, questions? Hearing none. Mindy?
Childress.
Aye.
Henriette.
Aye.
Murray.
Yes.
Moulton.
Aye.
Minutes passed 4-0.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Gary.
Next, we have, yes.
Can we back up and elect you for president for next year?
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped right over that. Amazing.
Yeah. How convenient.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Good.
I'd like to nominate Gary for president again next year, and I would be more than happy to stay pro tem. So that's my motion.
Childress, second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are you sure?
Yes.
Everybody? All right. All those in favor of that motion by Cindy, say, Mindy, go ahead.
Childress.
Aye.
Henriette.
Aye.
Murray.
Aye.
Schreiner. Moulton.
Aye.
Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you very much. With how clumsy I am performing these meetings online, are you sure you want me to do that? All right. No comment, I know. All right. Now we have bids under advisement. We've already approved the minutes. Bids under advisement. Anything new happening on that front on the RFQ?
Is Brad with us?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm here. We'll plan to get that the first meeting in January.
Okay. Thank you, Brad. All right. New business, engineering.
Okay, what we have with this item is a request for acceptance for sanitary sewer and water mains. This is a new residential subdivision, Barrington Lakes. It is located northwest of the intersection of County Road 50 South and McCarty Lane, immediately east of Barrington Woods. This phase, the initial phase, consists of 33 lots. Testing and inspections have passed. We have as-built drawings, and the maintenance bond has been provided. We recommend your approval.
Thanks, Dave. Chair has had a motion to approve this acceptance for Barrington Lake Section 1, Phase 1.
So moved, Murray.
Murray moves.
Childress second.
We have a motion and a second. Thanks, Norm. Questions for Dave on this approval? Acceptance for maintenance. Okay, hearing none. Mindy, do your magic.
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
Acceptance for maintenance passes 4-0.
Hey, Ron Schreiner just got on.
Yeah, I got booted out, so I'm back. But I read it and I heard the end of it, so I would say aye. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Good to have you.
Thank you.
All right, that's the only item for business, I think, from the engineering. Jeremy, we have something on travel policies, I think, under the controller's office.
We do. Jeremy Deal, Deputy Controller. I have a presentation here of amended language to the Employee Handbook, Section 9, which handles travel policies. So the Controller's Office is proposing an amendment to replace our current reimbursement policy with a per diem meal allowance when employees are in travel status on city business. So the purpose of the policy is to remove some of the subjectivity involved with reasonableness of meal amounts. It's to reduce also, and maybe more importantly, the administrative burden on our personnel, both at the department level with processing receipts and in the controller's office as well, reviewing those, remediating compliance issues such as excessive tips. The policy is meant to simplify providing a sustenance allowance for employees while in travel status. It will entail completion of a travel voucher upon completion of that travel by the employee, and the voucher should be submitted within 10 days of conclusion of the travel. I'd be happy to answer any questions regarding our proposal. We've reviewed with the mayor, had his support of this change, and ask for the board's approval.
Thanks, Jeremy. Let's go ahead and get this on the table to see if anybody has any questions. So the chair will entertain a motion to approve this new travel policy that amends Section 9 of our employee handbook to incorporate this per diem allowance, travel allowance. Is there a motion to do so?
Schreiner, move approval.
Is there a second?
Childress second.
Motion and a second. Thank you very much. Now let's ask. Anybody have any questions for Jeremy or?
Yeah, Jeremy, it's Ron. I would just say, I'm sure this will also help you with the State Board of Accounts.
Well, it removes, possible critique of, it boils down to we're removing a lot of risk with compliance issues. So simpler is better.
Sure. Thank you.
Other questions or comments? Jeremy, has this been rolled out? I know that you said that it's been approved by the mayor. I assume Kim's looked at it and everybody's okay with this?
I think HR may be on that. We've submitted it to HR for their review and input. We've had some dialogue with HR and have it to a point of refinement. We think it's good to go.
Okay.
Yes, Gary, it's been through the board. It's been through the process, and I'm comfortable with it. And if we need to tweak it at some point, we certainly can. But I'm comfortable with it. And as Jeremy said, it removes, what is a reasonable meal that somebody has resubmitted for. Somebody forgets and they put alcohol on there, and we don't pay for alcohol, or the tips out of the normal tip. The rules for tipping, things like that. It takes away all of those. Right. That we have to deal with, which are actually quite time consuming for everybody. So I'm supportive of this and would like to move forward with it.
Thanks, Mayor. It makes a lot of sense. So we have a motion and a second. Anybody else have any comments or questions about this? Hearing none. Mindy, would you ask for the vote, please?
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Sorry. Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Schreiner,
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
Amendment passes 5-0.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Wendy.
you all.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Good job. Lafayette Housing Authority. Valerie, you on? We can't hear you, Valerie.
Kind of looks like she froze for a minute, Gary, because
Okay. Well, I think this is, and she just left. She's probably going to try to dial back in. This is, if you've read the cover letter, this is just simply extending this time period to do the paperwork to the end of the year. That's to December 31st of 2020. And let's see, did Valerie make it back on? Okay. So that's my understanding, and I think that we have kind of on a perfunctory basis, we approve these extensions just to take care of making sure all the I's are dotted and T's crossed, and everything's copacetic from a timing perspective. So I'll entertain a motion to approve this extension of the date of reimbursement ending 12/31/20.
So move, Murray.
Second.
Second for Shriner.
Minor seconds. Anybody have any questions regarding this? Okay, Mindy, thank you.
Childress.
Aye.
Henriot.
Aye.
Murray.
Aye.
Shriner.
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
Amendment passes 5-0.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Legal counsel. We have the agreement with the our Fraternal Order of Police, Armand Lodge 49.
Yes, before you have a new 4-year agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police. Mayor, did you actually want to go over the details with it or for it?
yes, yeah, if you don't mind, Jackie. And then if there's anything you'd like to add, please feel free at the end. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Happy to be with you today to present this agreement with the Lafayette Armand Lodge, Fraternal Order Police, Lodge number 49. This was the year that we renegotiated our contract that we have with the FOP, and I'd just like to thank their negotiation team. The negotiations went very well. Everybody entered into them with a great sense of cooperation to reach agreements, and understanding also dealing with COVID and all the things that are going on. But some of the biggest highlight of this monumental is that this agreement does for the first time install longevity pay into the pay structure for the police department. We've never had that here. There are substantial other departments that have that, and we were able to reach an agreement. And with the public safety lit that was passed last year, and for those of you that recall, when I tested on this at our city council and at the county, I talked about the use of some of that for longevity pay. So it not only helps the officers retain those officers, reward experience, but it also helps with their pension, which in Indiana are not great, to be quite honest, and compared to some other states for law enforcement. And so we think this will help with recruitment. We think it will help with retention, which are critical right now, as you know, across the United States. We're competing to get the best and the brightest, and number of applying for law enforcement has decreased dramatically, and we have no intention of lowering our standards. So being able to attract quality candidates is an utmost priority for us, and so we believe this longevity will help. We also, there's some guaranteed minimum raises in there. We worked on some of the pay for specialty units that are doing a lot of things above and beyond their normal duty activities. Cleaned up the language on tuition reimbursement. We certainly encourage continuing education within our department, and cleaned up some language, well, not cleaned up, but put in some new language on how, if we can convince officers from other departments to lateral transfer to our department, which saves us a lot of money. And the academy, as you know, has been closed. They're almost on a 2-year waiting waiting list now, which is going to be a problem for everybody in the state of Indiana. And so if we can get people to laterally transfer that's already been through the academy, there's a financial savings and there is a time efficiency savings. So very, very pleased with this contract. It's good for the city. It's good for our citizens. Jeremy Deal and Tim Clary have been involved along the way. So it is fiscally responsible as we look at our long-term financial picture. And I can tell you that the police department was very pleased, and I'm very pleased, and we would appreciate your support.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's go ahead and get this agreement on the table, then see if there's any questions from the board members. And Jackie, if you have any comments, let's get this thing on the table first before we go any further. So the chair will entertain a motion to approve the agreement between the City of Lafayette and Lafayette Airmen Lodge 49 FOP. This contract is 1/1/21 through December the 31st of 2024. Is there a motion to approve this agreement?
Childress moves.
Childress moves. Is there a second?
Shriner, second.
It's been moved and seconded. Now questions for anyone or comments regarding the agreement.
I just wondered one thing, Mayor, if the is it a 3-year agreement? Is that what I'm reading?
It's a 4-year agreement.
Okay, I think I'm on the wrong year. I think it's 2020. So all right, sorry. I thought it was an odd number of years, but that makes sense. The 4 years.
Yeah, it's a 4-year agreement.
Okay. Thanks.
I have 3 questions that arise. You should never put a contract in front of a retired labor rep. Do we have a bicycle patrol?
Yes, we do.
Good. On 11, item F, it says if a member voluntarily terminates, there is a reimbursement due. What happens if a member of the police force is terminated for cause? Does the same reimbursement apply?
Well, we probably would try. If somebody gets fired, there's no guarantee you're going to get that, but we certainly would, in a fair manner, depending on how long they've been in the program and different things like that, we would certainly try to recoup any cost that we could. That would probably end up being arbitrated, Norm, as you know, by maybe part of the termination or however that worked, but went through the merit board, or if it was a voluntary actual termination. So a few variables there we'd certainly try in a fair way. Your microphone's off, Norm.
As a Board of Works step 4. Most things will be dealt with through the commission. So give me an example of something we might deal with on step 4 of the grievance procedure.
Okay, the first part of you were cut out. Was that your whole question? Step 4?
Step 4, I'm curious as to what the Board of Works, would be called upon to mediate if it gets to that point, which it never has in the years that I've been here.
Mayor, would you like me to answer that?
Yes, Jackie, please.
So the Police Merit Commission would be in charge of anything related to discipline, termination, suspension, anything like that. If there was a grievance that came up regarding the interpretation of the contract that was not dealing with discipline, that is potentially something that would make its way through the process to the board.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions, please? These are Mayor, good job, and Jackie and Jeremy and Tim, everybody that was involved. These agreements are really important, and they have to be well done. They have to be fair. But as the mayor said, we have to attract the best and the brightest to our community. So thanks everybody for their efforts. We have a motion, a second, and hearing no further comments. Let's go ahead and take our roll call vote. Mindy?
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Shriner,
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
Agreement passes 5-0.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody. Those are always a heavy lift, so good job.
Thank you, everybody. This is a monumental day. We took some extra pictures with everybody, even when we signed the contracts, because it's a big deal to a lot of people.
It is, and that's really, that's good. That's great. Okay, moving on. One achievement after the other, right? So let's go to the Parks Department. Change order number 2. Claudine, I see you there.
I am here. Good morning, everyone. Claudine Loftman, Park Superintendent. Before you today, you have change order number 2 for Merrill Brothers for the Columbian Park Lagoon dredging contract. During the sediment removal process, there was a greater volume of sediment present in the bottom of the lagoon that needed to be removed than originally planned. Of course, the goal was to clean all of that out and get it down to the clay basin. The total amount of this change order number 2 is $560,715.66. The original contract amount with Merrill Brothers is $456,230 and no cents. The new amended contract total is $1,016,945.66. The change order has been reviewed by the city attorney, and I recommend it for your approval.
Okay, let's go ahead and get this on the table if we could, so we can discuss it further. Chair will entertain a motion to approve change order number 2 for the Columbian Park Lagoon dredging improvements.
Murray,
Is there a motion? Murray moves. Is there a second?
Shriner, second.
Moved and seconded. Okay, questions?
This is a substantial change order. How was the initial assessment made of the amount of material that was to be removed? This more than doubles the contract.
That's correct. The consulting engineers used approved methodology to do so. Apparently, there was actually a false top and a false bottom with that sediment that they were unaware of. And according to standard practices, that is in this particular field, that's not necessarily an unusual thing.
Norm, I will say, I'll add to that. I'm not going to leave Claudine hanging out on a limb here on a change order this big. I have followed this along. Jackie has been involved. We have had meetings with attorneys from both sides, well, all 3 sides, the engineering firm, the Merrill Brothers, us, looking through this to see if there were actually mistakes made, if there were actually calculation error made. If somebody did use a unapproved methodology or should have known better. And, I'm not thrilled about it either. Fortunately, we manage our money well. But what it boils down to really is that nothing's been done to that bottom of that lagoon probably in 100 years. And there are false bottoms and false tops. And this is not the last change order that you will see in regards to some work that had to be done. This gets us through the dredging, gets us down to the basin, but then around the edges, I'll just tell you, we found unsuitable soils to set the new seawall on and the blocks. We found veins of sand, just whole veins of sand soil that won't support the weight of what we're doing and has to be, and it's been and has been all taken out and stone brought in to firm it up so the walls can set on. So, the lagoon's just not been a lot done with it, probably in 100 years, a lot of sediment, a lot of duck and goose poop and all kinds of things in there that's run in there over the years. And it just, it's one of those things when, not much has been done to it, probably since the beginning of it was built. And we ran into, once it was drained, and you could really get in there, we ran into a lot of unknowns. If you've had a chance to go up there, I was flabbergasted once they finally got to the basin in some places. I mean, there's literally dump trucks parked in the basin of the lagoon and pickup trucks, and it down far enough that nobody, I don't think, had any idea to get back to the clay basin and stuff that we need to get to, that we have a hole there that big.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is Gary. Question on just the logistics here. Over the years, I have had an understanding when it comes to change orders, we have a change in scope and change in conditions, and those have certain limits contractually according to our agreements. Jackie, can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, that's correct. A change of scope, when we're wanting to do something extra to the project, we are limited to 20% of the original contract price. There is no such limitation when it is a change in condition, which is what this would be.
Okay, thank you very much. I knew there were limits, but I just want to make sure we're within the parameters that we can operate within. I've never seen a change order that's been more than the original contract price. So I agree. We're all shocked by that. Anybody else have any comments?
I just think that the minutes should reflect that it's the change of condition too.
Yes. I think we need to make sure that that is brought out. Correct.
Yeah.
Let us go ahead, just to make sure that's on, Cindy, make sure that's in. I would like to ask, who made the motion, Mindy? Who made the motion?
I think I did.
Cindy
Okay,
did,
Cindy,
Ron seconded.
Could you in the second adjust your motion, please, to say the change order number 2 is necessitated by the change in the conditions found in the contract?
Yes, so moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We have a corrected. I think that's really important to show. All right, so we have the corrected motion and a second of the corrected motion. Anybody else have any other comments? Again, Claudine knows that we walk up there almost every day, and there's a lot of crap in the bottom of that pond.
Well, actually, if you have a moment, I have some of the items with me. I thought it might be fun to kind of do a show and tell very quickly. So hopefully you can see this. So this is a saw that actually had a date stamped on the piece of wood on the handle. And this is a saw that we've researched through the Historical Association, and it was dated pre-World War I. So that's pretty neat.
Claudine, if I can make a comment, there is absolutely no oxygen in that water. So anything you find there is going to be well preserved.
Well, it was, but now it's been sitting out. So that one's struggling a little bit with the wood handle. We have found hundreds of bottles. This is a Coca-Cola bottle. The oldest Coke, or the oldest bottle that we have found, was dated 1923.
Yeah.
Then maybe some of you might recognize this label. It's a knee-high bottle, also bottled in Lafayette right here. Upper 10, it alkalizes. That's what the bottle says. So that's kind of interesting. If 2 was bottled in Lafayette, it states it mixes and blends well. Good for you, morning or night. A swanky drink for all occasions. And this is another old one, which is a Royal Crown bottle. And then this is my last one.
Claudine.
Yes.
I think that I'm surprised you haven't found a treasure trove from the class of 78. I can remember, I heard stories about some people in that class, and it probably wasn't soda pop bottles.
We found it all in there, Ron.
Yeah, that's fun. That's real.
Back in the old days.
That's real funny, Ron, because you graduated in 78 too. So
I think there's quite a few people on this call that
I heard
graduated
about
in
it.
78.
There was
yeah,
talk
you've
about
heard
it.
about it. Yeah.
Rumor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is my favorite. Who can ID
Nice.
this item?
It's a basket from the old Columbian Park pool.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
it is. It's the only one we found in there.
Oh my heavens.
We removed something like 22 trash cans. There was a park bench, 16 bicycles, iPads, cell phones, tools, screwdrivers. There was a full socket set in there. I mean, just all kinds of really strange things. So we've saved some of them, and it was fun during the summer for our marketing team to put together a social media kind of I spy what's in the lagoon each and every day. So we've had a lot of fun with it, but you know, we're very thankful that we have the support of this board, the mayor, all the department heads, city council to make these projects come to fruition. And it's very important. And the mayor's absolutely right. We did some research, and it looks like that lagoon was developed in the late 1870s. So it probably has been untouched except for the installation of the seawall apparently in the early 70s, but we found no record of it ever being dredged. So that's a lot of sediment.
Yep.
So thank you all.
So thank you, Claudine. Show and tell is kind of fun to see this stuff. Those old baskets from the bathhouse. That's funny. That's funny.
I know, that was great.
We have a motion, a second. It's anybody else have any comments before we move to the vote? Mindy?
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Shriner,
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
Change order 2 passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claudine. Thanks, Mayor. Next, we have purchasing. Dave?
Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager. You have before you a recommendation for award for fleet maintenance supplies for 2021. And I'm going to ask that you remove this item from the agenda for today.
Okay. Chair, taking a motion you want this tabled or just removed?
Removed.
Chair, taking a motion to remove this from our agenda today. Is there a motion?
Childress.
Okay, Childress moves. Is there a second?
Second,
Shriner.
Murray. Doesn't matter.
Shriner seconds. All those in favor of removing this from the agenda say, oh, Mindy, I'm sorry. I keep on going back to my normal stuff. Mindy?
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Shriner,
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
It's been removed.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave. Next.
Next is the recommendation to renew a contract. Newton Oil has offered to maintain the pricing from last year's contract and everything just as it is, and has been since 2007 when this contract was originally awarded. And I would recommend that we do so again.
Thank you, Dave. Chair, entertain a motion to renew the contract for with Newton Oil.
All right. Moulton for approval.
All right, thank you, Amy. Second.
Murray.
30 seconds. We have a motion, a second. Questions for David on the renewal of the Newton Oil contract for the calendar year 2021. Hearing no questions, Mindy?
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Shriner,
Aye.
Moulton.
Aye.
Contract passes 5-0.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. Next, we have claims. Jeremy?
The Controller's Office presents to the board claims totaling $10,118,623.37. We ask for the board's approval.
Now we know why Tim's gone today, so that's a pretty heavy, $10 million. It's just kidding. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the invoices and the bills.
Childress moves.
Second.
Shriner, second.
Moved and seconded. Questions for Jeremy?
Big 14, the LPD car printer paper, is that a subject to the joint purchasing with the city of West Lafayette and other partners?
The thermal printer paper, I would say no, but I don't know that for sure.
It is not.
On Big 16, there is Suspect Technologies. It's Advanced and Basic Review Video License. Can we talk about that for a minute?
That is a software that LPD uses. It's a facial recognition type software. The capacity in which we use it would probably best be answered by an LPD rep.
And I thought maybe as much. I saw a presentation on TV about that, and it's kind of fascinating. On Big 17, what is Students in Action?
Norm, that's an organization that I'm involved with, and it's through Purdue University and our local public school corporation, where we're trying to get students involved in projects outside of school, giving back to the community, learning how to be a part of your community, doing things that make a difference for people. And so the teachers that run that basically don't get paid extra for trying to run those programs. And so Purdue helps, and Purdue asked me if the city of Lafayette would help with stipends, help keep those programs going. And I don't know if it was this year or last year, I was told the teachers didn't even keep the money. They used the money to buy supplies that they needed for the projects themselves. So that's out of the promotional account that I have, that's some funds that we use to help our teachers and students learn about doing service projects in the community.
Excellent initiative. Big 20, there is a recalcimite preservative sealing for roads. Is that what we've been discussing recently with the engineer's office pertaining to a different kind of preservative for the road surfacing?
That's correct, Norm. It's a pavement rejuvenator product. It's been used at a variety of locations, Beck Lane, Brady Lane, Old Romney Road, Brown Street. So it's a way to avoid such frequent repaving. It's a additive, preserve existing pavement, get a little more life out of it.
Is that our first use of that product?
Yes.
Jeremy,
It is, Norm.
Ah, well, I'll be anxious to see if it lives up to its promise. And then the last question I have, probably back to Claudine. On Big 28, the Columbian Park Lagoon dredging invoice, I assume that is part of the original contract? The
Yes.
unamended contract?
It is not amended. It's a change order. I guess I don't understand your question. I'm sorry. What?
Well, I'm just trying to attribute the 23,616 to the original $400,000 contract, or is it part of the enhanced contract with the change order that we just put in?
Norm, I don't have that up. I can tell you that the base contract was $456,230. We have a change order of $560, $715, and $66, and there's still a retainment on this contract.
Okay.
Norm, that's
The
Jeremy,
23,000 sounds, well, the 23,000 sounds like some of the remediation on some of the soils.
no, it's part of the dredging, Norm. The 23,000 is a small portion because that's the amount that was paid from the bond. So the larger payment was 528,000, the total of the paydock, and that did include change orders. But we allocated that to a couple of different funding sources. So that's the amount that was paid out of the park fund.
Okay. Thank you. That's the extent of my questions.
Other questions? I have a few, but please, other people have questions? Please ask yours. Okay, I have a couple on Big 18. A question on the drone team. We bought some hats, which I don't care about the hats, but I'm I just want a little bit of information about the drone team. Can somebody give us an idea of how many, who that is? Is that part of the fire department?
Yeah, police and fire both have drone teams. We, Lafayette Fire Department, we have 3 drones, 2 large ones, 1 small one. We have, right now, we have 7 people that are on that team, so 7 pilots. Obviously, we use those for emergency services response, but also we use them pretty heavily around town if one of the other departments needs us to fly one of their projects. We've done a lot of flying around the park and those projects over the last few months. Got done with that earlier this week. So,
okay.
Yeah. Any other questions about that?
No, I assume, Chief, when you're with a fire, if it's something you're deploying those fairly regularly, I would guess, if you're trying to look for the situation, right?
Yeah, obviously, it takes a little bit of time to deploy those. So, yes, like give you an example, the storage facility out on Vegetable Parkway out by Meyer, we flew that. It was actually after the fire because our investigators are also, that's really good information in an investigation. If you can fly above a building, get pictures of it, you can use a thermal imaging camera. They have 2 cameras on them. That's really the high expense of those drones is the 2 cameras that are on there. So the thermal imaging camera can show us where hot spots are. So at the end of a fire, when we're trying to make sure it doesn't kick back up, it's used for that. But yeah, you can use them on, they're very dependable equipment on a hazardous materials fire or anything like that. So.
Thank you. Thanks. Jeremy, on Big 19, we have a right in the middle of the page, Wabash Center. And I don't understand the explanation. 18,750 construction expenses May 2020. Tell me what that's about.
Oh boy.
And if you can't, that's okay. You can get back with me on that.
Well, that's a home fund expense.
I'm sure that's money that Valerie and Michelle has given to Wabash Center to build their group homes that we do through the Lafayette Housing Authority, which is myself, Mayor Dennis, and the county commissioner. So as just like you approved the thing with Faith earlier, we have all kinds of agreements with Wabash Center to build group homes and congregate living situations. I'm sure that's a payment towards one of those projects.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that. Big 20, EDF Incorporated, natural gas, various areas. Who's EDF? I'm not sure I've seen that company before.
They're a gas supplier.
Okay.
What page was that, Gary?
Big 20, toward the bottom of the page.
We hedge natural gas like we hedge fuel at some level, and that's the okay. Supplier that helps us with that.
Thank you. That makes that I understand that. Thank you. I have a question, and you might have to get back with me on Big 21, but question about EAP services. I see at the top of the page EAP services October, November. My question is not about those invoices. My question, and again, I can get this offline, is how are EAP services, how are they, are we seeing an increased demand for EAP services in light of what all the things are going on? So that's probably more of an HR issue than anything else, but anybody have any comments about that?
Well, HR is on the line, so they can comment, but I can tell you, yes, we are, but Kim is on the line, so I'll let her handle that.
Hi, it's actually Megan today. I'm the HR coordinator in HR. We have seen a little bit of increased usage in our EAP program, like you mentioned, just because of COVID and everything going on. There have been a lot of people reaching out. I'm sure you all know it's all confidential, so we don't know exactly what departments or what specific employees are using it, but there has been an increase in use.
I'm glad to hear that. I mean, there should be. This is the time if we need those EAP services are valuable. So I'm glad you're seeing an increase in utilization. It'd be interesting to see how that tracks over time, won't it? Because of what's going on. And
Gary, if I could also add real quick, Valerie's, she can get into to chat, but she can't get in anything else. So that thing for Wabash Center, that was the final draw for the new group home on 250 South. So that's the final draw for that group home on 250 South.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Valerie. And then my last question would be on Big 21 also. And Mayor, I should know what this is, but on the Long Center, the $40,000 for Long Center it's called annual initial fees, annual performance fees.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong one. It says Downtown Activation Project, October, November, December. That's my question, $40,000.
That money there, each year with the Long Center and the Lafayette Theater, the city of Lafayette gives so much money to the Long Center. We just started the last couple of years trying to bring larger name acts like we did with Bon Jovi and some of those. Not Bon Jovi. I think the guy was in Bon Jovi or something. I'm sorry, that's a little bit out of my time frame there, but some bigger name acts, the comedian, those kind of things we do. COVID hit, it messed up the Scotty McCreery concert that was supposed to be here and then got rescheduled. Now it's been rescheduled again, and now it's supposed to be in March of next year. But I'm not even sure it's going to be. They're talking now about maybe moving it back to August. So that $40,000 was the last piece of commitment that we made to the Long Center on that concert. It was supposed to be in 2020. So I told Tim, just give them the money so they have it on their books for this year because they paid some of that, and to try to keep us lined up with the shows and what we're helping support. And next year we're going to do it differently because their program season at the Long Center doesn't run on our exact fiscal year. So the way he pays for shows, so we're going to just give them the amount we're going to give them in January and be done with it. And then John, we will put it towards the proper shows as they come up at the proper time.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I was just confused by the terminology activation project. So that's what really kind of threw me. I didn't know exactly what that was. Those are my questions. Thank you for the explanations. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, so we have an motion and a second to approve. Don't we, Mindy? We have a motion and a second?
Yes.
It's been so long ago, I've forgotten. So we have a motion and a second to approve the invoices. Mindy, take the roll call, please.
Childress,
Aye.
Henriot,
Aye.
Murray,
Aye.
Schreiner, Ron,
He might have had to leave. No, he's there.
He's there. Ron, you voting aye on the claims?
Sorry, yes, aye, sorry.
Moulton,
Abstain?
abstain.
Yes.
Okay, claim 4-0 with one abstention.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mindy. Finally, we have a proclamation. Mayor, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you, Gary. We're pleased. Well, I wish we didn't have to be here, but we are pleased to participate. This is a proclamation we've done for a couple years now as we continue to keep the homelessness issue and those folks that are dealing with homelessness at the forefront of the minds here in the community, and reaffirm our commitment to a housing first policy to the best of our ability, and keep people working along those lines. So Homeless Persons Memorial Day Proclamation 2020. Whereas December 21st, 2020 marks the first day of winter and is the longest night of the year. And whereas the National Coalition for Homelessness and National Healthcare for Homeless Council have designated December 21st, 2020 as National Homeless Persons Memorial Day. Whereas thousands die each year without stable housing. And whereas homelessness continues to be a serious challenge for many Lafayette residents who have the right to adequate food, housing, clothing, safety, and health care. Whereas housing is a fundamental right and a basic human need. Whereas homelessness raises one's risk of illness, injury, and death. And whereas LTHC Homeless Services is a leader in ending homelessness by connecting individuals and families with resources and housing solutions. Whereas members of the Homeless Prevention and Intervention Network will honor our neighbors who have passed away in 2020 as a result of homelessness. Whereas by joining together and remembering our neighbors, we can honor their lives by working to provide solutions to end homelessness within this community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Mayor Tony Rosworski that December 21st, 2020 is hereby named National Homeless Persons Memorial Day in Lafayette, Indiana, to remember those who have died while experiencing homelessness and encourage citizens to come together to celebrate their memory and to address the factors that lead to homelessness. Dated this the 15th day of December 2020. So again, we're glad to be involved with that and many of the activities in our community that deal with homelessness, and thank Valerie and Michelle and their team and Adam Murphy for all the work that he does. And I believe Jennifer Layton is on the line here on the call and was going to make a few comments. Jennifer, are you still here?
I am still here. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. So thank you so much for doing that proclamation for us. As most of you know, here at LTHC Homeless Services, we moved into our new facility in January and COVID started in March. So to say we've had a heck of a year would be quite an understatement, quite honestly. So we've got a lot of great programs that continue to go on. Right now we're housing almost 300 different people with our various programs. But next Monday, we will be commemorating the lives of 9 of our guests who have lost their battle with life. So we do thank you for raising awareness. It does take a community. These people are people that still matter, and we have to work together to find appropriate housing solutions for all people. We do know that when people are unhoused, their health care is certainly at risk. Now with the times of COVID, we are certainly very, very concerned about our neighbors who have no housing and their COVID possibility to get the disease. And so we are continuously fighting this battle. Every day is a new day here at LTHC, but it takes a community. And I thank you very, very much for the continued support that the city of Lafayette has given to this agency and to our homeless neighbors. So I thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Anybody have any questions for Jennifer before we call the meeting to an end? Yeah, thanks, Jennifer, for your work.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Anybody else have any announcements they want to make for the board? Let's just go around the room real quickly. I've done this before. I think I like this practice. Jeremy, anything from engineering?
Nothing at this time.
Steve Moore? Anything?
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Jackie, how about you? You okay?
No, doing good. I wish everybody happy holidays and a happy new year.
Thank you. Claudine, we've already heard from you, Claudine, so I'm not gonna let you do anything more.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Claudine, anything?
We've got a lot of projects going on. I hope everybody's getting out to visit our projects to see the progress. They're getting ready to put the pergola up to the north of Rush Pavilion. So the columns are up and there's electricity in a couple of the columns. And I saw the arches that were laying on the ground.
Great. Andy Milam, anything new?
Well, I just want to thank Rob Blue. It takes 2 of us to run these meetings, one to run the go-to meeting, and then Rob is broadcasting it on YouTube for the public. So he does that even when he's on the road, and does it often after hours as well. So I just wanted to say thanks to him for that.
Thank you. Thanks, Andy. And Andy, I know your plate's full. All the cybersecurity issues and things going on. You read about every day, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what size of the government agency it is, we're under assault. And so I really appreciate all you're doing to keep us protected and safe.
Thank you. We learned of another one yesterday. It's a company that we use for network security, and it's a big one. They got breached, and as a result, the United States Treasury and all branches of military, a lot of Fortune 500 companies are all now very worried about this Russian interference, and we are a customer as well. So we're kind of staying very closely tuned to that and all the news that's coming out still about it.
Yeah, I thought I was going to ask that question, but I didn't want I didn't want to alarm anybody, but that is a real concern. Brad?
We're still pretty busy, just finishing up our projects. Looking forward to the holidays and next year.
Okay, thank you, Brad. Thanks. Jeremy, anything further from the Controller's office?
We are gearing up for year end. We're watching all the transactions, how they're posting, monitoring our funds and budgets, and hoping everything comes out where we want it. We've given repeated encouragement to all the department heads to try to mitigate their spending, keep themselves limited within 95% of their awarded budget this year, and in a lot of cases we're achieving that. So
good, great. Thanks, Jeremy. Tony, I'll give you the last word.
Okay, well, thank you. As Jackie said, I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, however you choose to celebrate this, but and also just thank the board and everybody. We did have a good year, even with COVID. We were able to navigate it probably better than most places. Lots of our projects are still underway city-wise and in the private sector. Dennis Carson's very busy. Nova Tower is still going up. The Ellsworth has got the new parking lot built for the Regions Bank, so they can start breaking ground on their project now. And at the next redevelopment commission, we take the next step with Andy Gutwein and his project on Main Street. So a lot of good things still taking place, and we're trying to position ourselves as Brad has done with the capacity that we've talked about before, adding at the wastewater treatment plant. So as we move through this and get through the vaccine and some of those things, we're in good position to continue the growth here in the community. And certainly the Board of Public Works and Safety plays a huge role in making that happen, as with the contracts and the projects and the payments. And I know it's a big job, and I certainly appreciate each and every one of you and what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. And same wishes from me. We're blessed to live in this community. I mean that in the term blessed, because I really feel that way. And by happenstance of birth, I landed here, and I'm very fortunate. So thanks for everybody for everything that you're doing for the city, for the community, and for your fellow, I hate to use the word man, fellow human, but for the rest of the citizens of our community and our state and our country. Thank you for everybody, and be safe. Thanks.
Hey, Gary, just a reminder that this is our last meeting for the year.
That's true.
So we'll see everybody on the 5th, January 5th.
So Happy New Year also, everybody.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
A
you.
question.
Norm?
Yes, I am working on the RFQ oversight or the assessment. Would you ask Brad, or Brad, if you're still there, would you give me a call? I've got a couple questions before I turn the paperwork in. Thank you.
Yep, I'll give you a call this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.